Hello students and welcome to the e-learning program initiated by Shri Gyan Manjari Vidyapit for the students of Standard 10, in which we are learning the subject of English. Students, we have started with the revision work in English. We have already completed the syllabus for the textual part. We have already completed the complete syllabus for the grammar part also, and we are right now going ahead with the revision of the grammar part, then we'll take up the writing section also. Today we are going to take a very important grammar topic for revision, that is active passive. We are well thorough with the topic right from 7th standard onwards, 7th standard, 8th standard, 9th standard. Continuously the topic has been taught to you in different viewpoints, so that slowly you take the active passive in your active writing and the passive writing, so that you learn how to form sentences in active and passive, how to turn. For example, you might have formulated the sentence, but it might be in active, but for the writing, say you need to write it in passive form. So we are already aware about the rules and regulations with which we transform the active into passive. Now let us quickly revise it so that we are again well aware of the rules and regulations and how to change different types of sentences into active sentences into passive, how to very efficiently use the passive voice whenever we need. For example, many times in letter writing, many times in answering the questions, many times in the different other writing topics that we have, that is diary writing. Sometimes we need it more in report writing, in notice writing, right? Where some of the topics on writing section are such that we cannot write active sentences. We have to use the passive form. So it's very helpful for us when we are doing that particular writing section where we have to use passive. Now we have active voice and passive voice. Now, basically, what is the meaning of voice? Voice refers to the connection between the subject and object of a sentence. The subject and object of a sentence, which is linked through a verb. Now, it means to say that when we are writing a sentence, it is always usually in the SVO format. For example, if I'm writing, I am a student this is an apple, he was going to school. It is very important to note here that most of the transformation of sentences, basically whole of the work is of the verb. If you are well aware of the verb, how it changes, what changes you have to do to the sentence so that the sentence becomes appropriate when we change the different forms of verb. So SVO format is subject verb object, where if I make a straight line, this is the subject. If I make a curved line, then this is a verb, and if I make a double line, that's a object. So I is the subject. I'm talking about myself, what I am. So this is, you can say, a state or a condition in which I am. Yes, or it just tells us what am I right now. So I am a student, where I is the subject, student we take together, article goes with the noun. So both of them are nouns. I and student, both of them are nouns. Only one verb is there, am. Am tells me that this is present tense and the state is continuous. Same way, this is an apple, where we are talking about what this thing is. So this is the subject, this is The verb is tells me it is present tense, and what is this? What is the uh, object? This is the apple. So an apple. Well, we take the article along with that. He was. He is the subject. Was is the verb, whereas ing tells us this is the verb. Go is the verb. Go is the verb. Was is the helping verb. But the tense in this sentence is changing. The tense in this sentence is changing because of ing. Helping verb is needed along with the main verb, that is go. So ing tells me this is present tense, and this is this is continuous. Ing tells me this is continuous, and this tells me this is past tense. So this is past continuous, was going. So whole of this becomes the verb. To tells me direction, right? School is the object. I am a student. This is an apple. He was going to school. This is the SVO format, and this is the voice, where the subject, in that subject, the subject is the doer of the action. Yes? The subject is the doer of the action. Then we say that this is an active voice. How do we know that a given sentence is an active voice or not? We know it by Jack kicked the ball. This is the subject. We are talking about Jack. Jack did what? He kicked. Action taken by Jack. On what? On the ball. So, both of them, Jack and the ball, they are, this one is a proper noun, this one is a common noun. Action is done by Jack of kicking. So, this is a proper SVO format where the subject is the doer of the action, and it is an active because the subject is performing the action. That is what is said over here. Voice refers to the connection between the subject and the object of a sentence, which is linked through a verb. As we can see, Jack and the ball, they are linked with kicked. So, the connection, the voice says about the connection between the subject and the object, which is linked through a verb. So, we have an active voice and we have a passive voice. Now, what is active voice and what is passive voice? The active voice is called because the subject of the sentence is the doer of the action that affects the object in the sentence. Yes, we just took an example. Where we see that the subject, he is doing the action of kicking. This is the subject, this is the verb, and kicks what? We get the answer, the ball. We have learned in the earlier standards that the subject does something. That is the action. So, Jack doing what? Kicks. When we ask the question what to the verb, Jack kicks what? We get an answer. So, when we get the answer of the verb that the verb is asking, right? So, we get the answer, that is the ball. That becomes the object. Rima baked a cake where the subject is Rima, perform the action of baking what? An object, that is the cake. So this is SVO. It is very, very important to find out the SVO rest of the sentence, whatever length it may be. We just have to put it as it is. We do not have to make much changes in it, right? Somewhere, some places we have to completely overhaul the sentence by placing the words here and there. That we'll learn later. We are right now talking about simple sentence which is in SVO format. hardly has 3 or 4 words. So that is for learning purpose. Of course, we will be also doing the textual sentences also. That's later. But right now we are going to learn, if some people have forgotten, how to convert or how to transform active into passive or vice versa. It can be a passive voice. Rima baked a cake where the subject Rima performed the action of baking what? A cake. So a this is an active sentence because the subject is the doer of the action. Rima does what? We get a straightaway answer that Rima baked. Then you ask the question what to the verb, then you get an answer. That is a cake. So SVO format. So the active voice is called so because the subject of the sentence is the doer of an action, and because that action is done on something, affects the object in the sentence. Object can be one, object can be two. Now let us see what a passive voice is. A passive voice is so called because now instead of the subject doing the action, it is now the object that is on which the action is performed by the subject. That is how it becomes a passive sentence. That means when we are transforming an active sentence into passive sentence, that is where that by comes, because the object is on that object, some work is done by the subject. Because now, so that means the object comes in the front. Where is the highlight? Where is the stress upon? The stress is not upon the subject, what the subject is doing. What action is taken on the object? By the subject. That is how that by comes in the sentence. We saw the sentence, yes? Rima baked a cake. This was the active sentence. The subject is the doer of the action. Who baked the cake? Rima baked the cake. So Rima is the subject doing some action, that is baking. Rima did what? Baked. What? We get an answer, a cake, where the subject is the doer of the action on the object. Now, what's a passive sentence? The object is acted upon by the subject in the sentence. So, here Rima is the subject, cake is the object. The subject has done some action on the object. That is active. Now when we turn it into passive, on the object, some action is done by the subject. That means the object comes in the starting of the sentence, a cake. We'll take that, whatever pronoun is there, whatever possessive pronoun is there, whatever article is there, we'll take it along with that. Sometimes we take the adjective or also along with the object, because object is basically a noun. Yes? Now, if I write the sentence, Rima baked a tasty cake. So now the tasty cake, the tasty is the adjective of cake. It comes along with that sentence. Because whole of that is the object. We consider that whole of the thing as the object. So, a cake. It was a cake, so we bring the object to the front. So, the very first thing to remember in active passive is whenever we are transforming an active sentence in the passive sentence, first thing we have to do is to mark the subject, verb and object. Second thing to do is to bring the object in the front. Now when I bring the object to the front, baked, that is past tense. The action is already over. So a cake. Now what happens if I don't make this change of writing the helping verb? Read the sentence. A cake baked by Rima. The sentence looks incomplete. A cake baked by Rima. What? Thrown on someone? So the sentence remains incomplete. The meaning of the sentence, the outcome of the sentence is not complete. In order to make the outcome of the sentence complete, to make the meaning of the sentence complete, and the very first rule of transformation of sentences, we do not change the meaning of the sentence. To keep the meaning intact, we use the helping verb wherever a helping verb is not there. Please look at this. We have a helping verb over here, and this is continuous. So when I bring, because this is the subject, this is the object. While transforming, I need the object in the front, so the house. The house, now I keep the verb. I have to keep the helping verb because helping verb is already provided to us. The helping verb is already provided to us. That is why we have to keep the helping verb as it is. Wherever helping verb is not there, we have to make that small change over there by inserting the helping verb if it is not there. A cake was baked by Rima. Rima baked a cake. So this is subject, this is verb, this is object. I bring the object to the front. A cake baked by Rima was baked by whom? By Rima. So I brought the verb to the front, object to the front. Now this becomes the object. We brought the object to the front. Rima was the subject. We put it after the verb. What is to be added? By is to be added because the object is being worked upon by someone, subject, right? And we keep the verb as it is and we keep the helping verb. A cake was baked by whom? By Rima. So this is a passive voice. Here the object, the cake, was the recipient of an action of baking which was performed by the subject, that is Rima. So we now understand what is an active voice and what is a passive voice. Active voice will always have the format of SVO, whereas when we transform that active sentence into passive sentence, we will always have the format verb, object, subject, that is VOS. Now, what is the definition? When subject of the sentence is doer of the action in the sentence is said to be in active. Ravi likes football. Ravi is the subject, likes is the verb, football is the object. We see that no helping verb is provided over here. Our first attention should be drawn to the SVO format. Whenever we come upon a sentence, the first thing is to identify the subject, the verb, and the object. Second thing to note is whether the verb has any helping verb or not. This is a verb in present tense because S is there. Ravi is third person. So likes. If it was I, then I like. It will not be likes. So this is present tense and third person. That is why S is added to it. So this is present tense. So 2-3 things you have to note in the verb. Verb is there. What is the subject? Singular, plural, first person, second person, third person. What is the tense of the verb? Present tense, past tense, future tense. Is a helping verb provided over there? A helping verb is not present. So if you look at these many things, you automatically get answer. Then how to transform it? This is subject, verb, object. So object, verb, subject will go at the end. Object will come at the start. So football, then we have to place a verb. Football likes Ravi. Ravi likes football. Opposite, football likes Ravi. Does it go like that? No, we do not have the action done by. So by is not there. So definition of passive. When the action is done upon the subject by, done upon the object by the subject of the sentence, then the sentence is said to be in passive. Now we already know that SVO format into VOS. Now what we see over here is football, that is the object that we had, is like. Now we kept the tense as it is because it was present tense, so we keep as it is. And we make the past participle of like, that is liked. Like, liked, liked. That is present tense is like, past tense is liked, and past participle is like. So we do not change tense in active passive. Very, very important thing to note over here. We absolutely do not change the tense in active passive. Tense is changed with direct indirect, but tense is not changed in active passive. Yes, we just make the passive. So that means we just say that on this object some action was done by the subject. So football is liked by whom? By Ravi. So object, verb, subject. This is the passive. Now for your ease, we have only and only one rule. Only and only one rule in active passive that you should thoroughly remember. Apart from that, there are no other rules if we consider that. If you remember this one rule, you will be able to do the maximum work possible and score marks. What is it? Rule number 1 says transformation of active to passive voice is done by, this is the first thing, done by first, bringing the object in the front. Second is making past participle of the verb. Making the past participle of the verb. We do not change the tense, but जो भी verb है, we are going to make the past participle by giving a helping verb, by taking the help of the helping verb. Now if helping verb is given, we don't have to do anything, right? Now lion killed a deer. Now ed tells me this is past tense. Yes, this is subject, verb, object, where lion is the subject, a deer is the object, and the lion does the action of killing. That is killed, past tense, killed a deer. Now when we do the passive voice, we bring the object to the front. So the object deer comes to the front. Same, along with the adjective, article, whatever it has in front of it, it's going to go with it. So a deer, which is coming, don't forget that article over there or the adjective over there. Bring it along with it. Because here also, we might have lion, the lion. We are talking about some particular lion. The lion killed a deer, right? So that way. So whenever you are taking that subject to the end of the sentence, don't forget that the. Here it goes with it. So a deer, and we put the lion at the end of the sentence. That means we bring the subject to the front and we bring the object to the front and we send the subject to the end of the sentence. Now what happens in between is verb. Whole of the action is on the verb, right? Subject आगे पीछे कर दिया, object पीछे है आगे कर दिया. You don't have to make any change because literally you can't make any change in the noun. Lion का lioness नहीं होगा, lioned नहीं होगा. You can't make any change in the subject. Suppose it's your name. Can you make any change in your name? No, you cannot make. So the noun remains as it is. You don't have to do anything other than changing the position. Subject will go to the object's place, object will go to the subject's place. Then what kind of transformation you are doing? Whole of the work is on the verb. Now I said this is past tense. So helping verb is not there. We added helping verb. Was. Because this is past tense, killed. So I use was a deer. Was. A deer, it is singular, right? A deer can be plural, but one lion will kill one deer only. Yes, it's not going to kill 10 deer at the same time. So we consider it as one. Was. If it is plural, here it will be war. A verb. So now we make the past participle of killed. Yes, so it is always like this. Kill, killed, and killed. Now this is the present form, this is the past form, and this is the past participle. Sometimes past tense and the past participle, they are different. Yes, for example, break. This will be broke and this will be broken. We usually make past participle by adding en. Wherever we are not adding en, then we keep it as it is, that is the past tense. Sometimes all the three forms are different, right? But that we have already learned. So the object comes in the subject's place, the subject goes to the object place. What we are doing here is very, very important. The tense is past tense, so I use the helping verb was and I make the past participle of killed because it is kill over here. So it will be ed, past, and that happens to be the same in past participle. Here we don't make any change because the past tense and the past participle are the same. So a deer was killed by whom? By lion. As no article was supplied with lion. If it was a lion, then I should have written a lion. If it was the lion, the brave lion, then it goes along with that. Again, we have the same rule. Only thing is, the first time we learned active to passive, this is passive to active. Sometimes the sentence may be passive. You have to turn vice versa, active to passive, passive to active, right? So the rule remains the same. When a passive sentence is given to you, that means the object will be at the starting of the sentence, the subject will be at the end of the sentence, the past participle of the verb will be used, and by will also be used. Transformation of passive to active is done by bringing the subject to the front, send the object to the end of the sentence or after the verb, and making necessary changes to the verb. Now, we already know. Yes? What is the change? Lion killed the deer, where this is the subject, this is the object, and this is the verb in past tense. Now, what did we do? A deer, that means we brought the object in the front. We'll do the verb later. We'll send the object at the end. Lion. This is past tense. And we are talking about one deer. So, was. This is actually the word is kill. Killed is past tense. So, we'll use the past participle of kill. That is killed. By whom? By lion. Now, if this sentence is given to us, we have to change it into active. Then again, the deer goes to the end of the sentence, that is if it is only SVO, and the lion goes to the front of the sentence. Now, what are we going to do about this? This will get cut because now the subject is itself doing the action. The object is not worked upon by the subject. The subject is itself doing so, by automatically gets killed. Now see properly. Please read this thing properly. If you don't make this change, sometimes we are in so much hurry that we do not see what we are making. Right? So, lion killed a deer, waited a deer was killed by lion. Now this was active, this is passive. Now from passive we have to make active. So what we do is we identify, okay, this is the object, this is the subject. So I bring subject to the front, lion. I'll send the object to the end, that is a deer. Now, necessary changes. If we don't make it, what will happen? Lion was killed a deer. What happens is, because we are making active passive, passive to active, we are cancelling this by. We are cancelling by. Lion was killed a deer. So, here it is necessary to remember that killed. Now, this is past participle, but this should be past tense. Was here tells me this is past tense. So, I will make the past tense of the past participle. So, killed is past participle, past tense is also killed. Right? And then I'll remove this. If you do not make the change, then you will not get the correct answer. Right? Lion killed a deer. We brought the subject to the front. We cancel the helping verb and use the past tense of the verb. We cancelled by and we wrote a deer. So, when we are transforming the sentence, passive sentence into active sentence, we have to be very, very careful about the changes that we do, because the rule says make necessary changes to the verb. Because sentence to sentence, the verbs will be different. So, you have to make necessary changes. Understand what is being said over here. For example, chess is played by John. Is tells me this is present tense. And this sentence is in passive because by is there. That means this has to be past participle. This is not present tense, this is past participle. That means the real, the base word is play. Play, played, played. That means past tense and past participle has no difference. Both of them are played. So, when I make passive into active, the first thing goes is by. Then we interchange the position of subject and object. Object comes to the, it was subject which was at the end of the sentence, that we bring to the front of the, now the subject, and send the object to the end of the sentence. That means after the verb. Yes? Is tells me this is present tense and this is past participle. Okay. So John. Now the subject is itself doing the action. John play, present tense is plays. Because here this is proper noun, but that is also third person. Right? So I play, we play, you play. But when we are talking about third person, it will be plays. So John plays. I did not change the tense. I did not make any change in the tense. This is to show you that we do not make changes in the tense in active passive. Whole of this exercise was to only stress upon the tense. Many students, they change the tense and then they don't know what they have made, what type of transformation they have made, right? So please be careful about the tense. Look properly at the verb, which tense is it? Yes. Now play, the base word is play. So the present tense of play is plays for third person. So John plays chess. Chess is played by John. John plays chess. Subject, verb, object. Now, learning transformation of active sentences to passive sentences and vice versa when sentence is in particular form of tense. Now, tenses are there. How many tenses are there? 3. Each and every type of tense has, every tense has 4 types. Yes, that is simple, continuous, perfect, and perfect continuous. That means if we have simple present, then we have present tense. If I'm talking about, there are three tenses: present tense, past tense, and future tense. So if I'm talking about present tense, it will have simple present, then present continuous, then present perfect, and present perfect continuous. So let us learn for each and every case so that we are very clear with what we are doing. If you have any doubts, these doubts can be cleared over here. If I hope students you are sitting with the writing material so that you can note these things down and we can go ahead with. Now, simple present. What is the active word? I catch a ball. Now, this is first person. This is first person. I catch, you catch, but if it is third person, he catches. He catch a ball, that's wrong English because the subject verb concord is missing. S should be there, yes, because it is first person singular. Yes, I catch a ball. Even if it is first person plural, we catch a ball. Second person, you singular, second person, you plural. You catch a ball, plural, you, all. That means you catch a ball. So for first person, second person, whichever singular or plural is there, the verb remains in the base form. As soon as I say third person, he catches a ball, she catches a ball, it catches a ball, and third person, plural, they. What will happen? Catches a ball? No, they catch a ball. Right? So, I catch a ball. That means this is the subject, this is the object, this is the verb. What is the change we have to do? Bring the object to the front, a ball. Send the subject to the end and write by before it. I pronoun will become me. A ball is caught by I. No, a ball is caught by me. Now, catch, caught, caught. We know the standard present tense, past tense, past participle. So, catch, caught, caught. Catch ka past participle will be caught. So, I write that. And catch is simple present. So, I write is. So, I do not change the tense. I keep the tense as it is and add past participle to it. A ball is caught by me. Another example, Maya paints a scenery. Now, Maya is third person. So, paints a scenery where Maya is the subject, scenery is the object, and Maya is doing the action of painting. So, paints is the verb. It is paints, so present tense. A scenery, present tense, helping verb nahi hai, so is. Because we have to make the past participle of paint. Paint, painted, painted. No difference between past tense and past participle. But here we are writing past participle. So we have to use the helping verb to tell us that tense is maintained. Right? So a scenery is painted by Maya. Again, we are still in simple present. Teacher teaches a class. Yes, teacher is the subject, a class is the object, teaches tells me this is present tense. So I bring the object to the front, a class. This is present tense, so I use the helping verb is. Teach, taught, taught. There is no difference between the past tense and the past participle. Both of them are taught. So I use the past participle. This is the class is taught by whom? By a teacher. Yes, you can write that. Oh, article is not there. If you still write, that's okay, because a particular teacher is, right? That doesn't make any difference. But please do not use any other adjective, etc. Right? They make a plan. Active voice. Now we see that it is third person plural. Subject is third person plural, but this is singular. They make. Which tense is this? Made. A plan. We bring the object to the front. Send the subject to the end. They will become them. And we add by in front of it. Now, is made by them. They made a plan. It should be made over here, not make. Then what will happen? Wrong. Make. Past tense is made. Past participle is made. Which is the base word? Make. So this one is in simple present. So made is past tense, same way past participle is also made. So this is absolutely correct. This is present tense. So a plan. Now plan is singular. That is why is. If it was plans, then O will not be there. They make plans. So here O is not there. So when it's plural, O will not be there. Plans, then is will not come are, because plans is plural. So we have to make the plural helping verb. So plans are made by whom? By them. Here it is singular, plan. So they make a plan. A plan is make, ka past participle is made. So plan is made by them. Students, we stop over here for the day. Thank you, students.